Hello and welcome back to a Wednesday night standard. I'm Justin Blackburn. Your other commentator, Patrick, is in the restroom. He should be back any minute. Looks like for round 2 we have Tony Mason and Chris Maphet. Tony's playing red-black aggro, so I'm hoping we see some pirates here. I'm being told it's mono red splashing back, so black, so no pirates, unfortunately. Chris is on good old Grixis energy. I mean, I don't have much to say. It's Grixis. Grixis is pretty good. I'm hoping to see some... I don't know what I'm hoping to see here. We're going to see some Bowmat Couriers. We're going to see some lightning strikes. Everything else, I don't know. Chris is mulliganing. Yeah, so is Tony. We're both at 6. So how are you guys doing? Life good? Taco, what is that? Is that a child? That child looks like my spirit animal. Matt didn't wait for you. They both took a mulligan to 6. That's about it.
Alright, guys. I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to run to the little commentator's room. Alright, so we have red-black aggro versus Grixis energy.
Yep. Unfortunately, Tony isn't playing pirates, so...
Yeah, the black is just for ribbons and scrounger, I would assume.
Yep, that sounds correct.
If you're gonna play standard at any point this weekend, know this matchup. Know these decks.
Aggro or oh, both.
Both.
Okay, I was like, I would expect Grixis. I would expect mono red. I haven't seen red black, but I don't really follow standard.
So mono red is obviously the most common form of red aggro deck, but
yeah,
a lot of red decks have been splashing black for things like Strap Heap Scrounger.
Yeah, it seems
just
good.
As a way to kind of like get more resilience against control and stuff like that. So, Tony, do you have a 2-drop? You didn't have a 1-drop.
This seems like fun magic. Neither players have turn 2 plays.
I would not enjoy being Tony right now.
Tony...
Although that is a nice watch he has.
It is.
But he does not have a 1-drop. He did not have a 2-drop. He's an aggro deck.
Yeah.
He's got 2 shocks in hand, I believe.
Tony, I'm wondering why.
Is he double shocking?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a foil 7th edition. I
Lord.
like that. I like that very much. That is...
Okay, we have a Rekindling Phoenix in hand for Tony. We have a 3-drop.
I don't even care what happens. Tony played my favorite art for shock.
Oh Lord, Tony, this is a very controlling draw against a mid-range deck.
Yeah, Tony, I'm not sold on the hand you kept here, but I guess...
Yeah.
I can't tell what he has. Is that Glorybringer in the far left?
I cannot tell. He is moving back and forth a little too much for me. Apparently it's... He can't tell.
It's 4th edition. I'm sorry, Matt. It's the same art.
Apparently it's 4th edition shocks, not 7th edition shocks. So I expect we're going to see the Ashclad Phoenix be played here. Now, Chris does not yet have blue mana except for those Aether Hubs.
It's okay. There's a Phoenix.
So... And he has a Magma Spray in hand. Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently, there's 6th edition shocks.
I don't believe shock was.
My partners here are very, very concerned with what edition these shocks are.
It is the most important part. You have to have your style of the deck. And
so I think we're gonna see Chris here, harness lightning that, and then Magma Spray the token. So, actually, Chris could have done this in a different way.
Why did
He could have just harness lightninged the Ashclad Phoenix for 1 and then Magma Spray it. It would have gotten the same result, except he would be up 2 energy from where he is now.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I thought, yeah.
So, oh, why are we cycling that land?
You need the blue mana, Chris. Don't do that.
Okay. He has a Scarab God in his hand.
But
I would have just jammed my Scarab God that turn.
yeah. Glorybringer.
There's a Glorybringer. Does Chris have a way to deal with this Glorybringer?
Probably. He's playing Grixis energy.
I didn't see one in his hand. His hand currently consists of Gonti, Scarab God, and one other card. I think another Swamp.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the text of Glorybringer is your opponent draws a Vraska's Contempt within the next 2 turns.
Well, he needs one soon, so I think he's just gonna jam this Scarab God.
Yeah.
Going down to 0 energy.
That feels really bad. But
And now, if Tony has any point of damage, he can exert the Glorybringer and kill the Scarab God.
what's that?
And then Chris can't attack with it.
Okay.
Or not attack, can't cast it once he, unless he's lucky and draws either a cheap energy source or a blue source of mana.
What would be the best energy source for him to draw here?
I would say
Would it just be Harness?
Glint Sleeve Siphoner would be a good one.
But that
Harness Lighting would be a good one. Here's a Hazoret.
Yeah, that's not looking good for Chris.
Yeah, this is... So I think he just needs to draw, like, running Vraska Contempts.
What is the stats on Scarab God? Is it a 5/4?
What? No, Scarab God's a 5/5.
5/5?
So you can block the Hazoret.
Hazoret's a 4/5, right?
It's a 5/4.
It is a 5/4.
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
So you block the Hazoret, then it returns to your hand, but now it just goes to 3. Aggressive.
And Chris made that
Odd
point,
gesture.
Like, yeah, like
He just needs a blue mana?
Blue mana, and he didn't.
I don't think he found it. I don't think he found a way to deal with Hazoret either. Yeah, we just found another copy of Dragon School Summit.
Oh,
Or no, it's a Canyon Slough.
okay.
So I think what you have to do is you have to play Gonti here
No. Yeah, he's...
and hope to find a way to stop Glorybringer.
Is there?
I don't think Tony really has a way to stop Glorybringer in his deck. I'm not sure.
Thanks.
Let's see.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of aggressive creatures. You know what none of them do?
What is that second one?
There's, I think, Earthshaker Kenras and On-Crop Crashers.
Okay.
You know that none of those creatures do?
Do anything.
Fly. None of them fly.
None of them are birds.
It also doesn't matter if they fly, because then that Glorybringer could be exerted.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Chris, you are dead. D-E-D, dead.
GG, sir. What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Tony doesn't even need to attack. He
Tony
can just activate the Hazoret 2 times when he draws a card. So I don't think that would have been a hugely different game if Chris doesn't cycle the Fetid Pools.
Yeah.
But I do think he should have played it. I also think he should have taken that time when Tony did not have anything to just jam the Scarab God. And I think he could have sequenced his removal spells a little better. He didn't have any kind of real recurring source of energy, so you need to maximize every single point of energy you can get, which he did not do with his Harness Lightning Magma Spray combination of taking down the Ashcloud Phoenix. But yes, that is game 1 going to Tony Mason and his slow start with red-black aggro, but it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And you know what finishes the game real quick? Hazoret. Glorybringer. Red things with haste.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't play Standard, and, like, I know the fate of Hazoret, so... Hazoret is apparently being played in Affinity.
Yes, I have seen Hazoret being played in modern Affinity decks. I've seen Hazoret played in Jund decks in modern.
Ooh, I like it in Jund.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that yet.
I think it's probably not going to happen anymore because Blood Red Elf is a thing now.
Yeah.
You cannot cascade into a Hazoret.
I mean, you can. You just can't cast it.
Well, fair.
You just keep flipping past it.
You knew what I meant.
I did, but I want to clarify.
But going to the sideboards here, I would expect Chris to bring in some more removal if he has it. If he has any copies of Moment of Craving, I would enjoy seeing that. He could be the version of the deck that goes bigger on his sideboard and tries to turn more of into a Grixis control deck, in which case he probably has things like Search for Escanta, negates. I don't know if he has Torrential Gearhulks in his main deck. He could have him in the sideboard. But I would expect him to bring in more cheap removal. Chandra's Defeat is a really good one if he has it. I know that's a card that has lost a little bit of its luster, and I have absolutely zero clue as to why.
Yeah,
a lot of the premier threats you want to be dealing with in Standard right now are all red. I mean, I've even been playing it in my Mardu vehicle sideboard because red is just not a good matchup for you.
I mean, like, the only other upcoming threat is, like, green, right? Jadelight Rangers and stuff like that.
Yeah, but even so, I think green's been kind of getting its, getting handed too.
Yeah.
So we'll see here what is going to happen here. On Tony's side, I would expect him to try to go a little bit bigger. So if I don't know how many of the Ash Cloud Phoenixes and Glorybringers he has in his main deck. If he has more on his side, I would expect those to come in. If he has Chandras, I would expect those to come in. And then I would expect ways to clear out any kind of early game from Chris. So I think he'll leave in some amount of his shocks. I would honestly wouldn't be surprised if he took out his 1-drops, things like Soulscar Mage if he's playing it, Bomat Courier.
Yeah, Bomat just doesn't seem to do anything here.
Not really.
Just like 1 damage twice.
Yeah, and even then it can you can trade with the Glensleeve Siphon, which is kind of nice, but then like Whirl of Virtuous just kind of eats it alive.
Yeah.
The red-black aggro deck is not a deck I have too much familiarity with, so I don't know what they're cutting to make room for the black cards. It's possible they're cutting some of their slower 1-drops like Soulscar Mage. But Chris doesn't like his hand. He's going down to 6. Tony at least has a shock in hand.
Chandra.
And a Chandra. That's a good card.
It looked like 2 shocks.
Some lands. I think Tony's going to be happy with his hand, and
it worked for Tony last time.
So, while Chris is taking a mulligan here, I just want to let you guys know that I know you guys are probably Standard players.
Yeah.
But for all you Modern players in the audience tonight, we're doing a new thing now for the Munchie March on Thursdays. We have our Thursday Night Modern League hosted by Top Deck Productions. So we're going to have a lot more deck lists for you on Thursday Night Modern. We're going to have just more Modern in general. We'll have more players to choose from, a little more variety, and there's going to be some higher stakes for the players. I don't know exactly the prizes are. I think there's a bunch of like packs of Master 25 or singles $300 in prizes is what I'm being told.
I know first place, the prize is either, I think it's a box of Masters 25 or 4 Aether Vials.
Ooh.
Iconic Masters.
Okay. 12 packs of Masters, not a box.
Masters. Yeah, that's
all right. So yeah, if you guys want to come check that out, maybe get yourself invested. If you guys are in this Cincinnati area, I highly recommend you come out for that. If you got nothing better to do on Thursdays, which, to be honest, it's Modern, you probably don't. The only thing we require, other than you just actually playing in Thursday Night Modern at GameSwap Mason, is that you need to become a patron for Top Deck Productions.
You have to be.
That's our cost for entering the tournament, for entering the league.
I think it's the.
You have to be at least $5.
It's $5.
$5. It's only $5. It's not that much.
Oh right, but
$5 for the whole month.
The 10 is the best value because the prize is 3.
So yeah, and if you become patron for $10 or more, you also get to, aside from just becoming a patron and getting to participate in the league, you do get to receive 3 packs of any standard legal set, I believe.
It was either standard legal or standard value.
Okay. I do not know 100% on that, but if you just want to check any of that out, you can head over to patreon.com/TopDeckProductions. Anyways, back to this game. So we've had some flurry of removal spells from Tony, hitting some creatures from Chris.
They just shock him.
Shocks, lightning strikes, shocking the face. That's aggressive. Yeah, that's very aggressive.
Yeah, you go, Tony.
Do we have something to follow up these shocks with Chandra?
Chandra, yeah.
Is that going to get countered? Oh, we have no 4th lands.
I thought I saw one.
So this hand from Tony is really not shaping up the way I thought it was going to. It looked really promising at the beginning. But he hasn't had any kind of creature yet. He's been able to answer all of Chris's threats. We have On-Crop Crasher, and that is going to get its essence scattered.
I wonder what he drew per turn.
Probably that On-Crop Crasher.
Yeah.
But Tony's being very aggressive with these burn spells, and I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of it. He has another Lightning Strike in hand for something like a Whirler Virtuoso, or, I don't know, maybe Chris is playing his own copies of Rekindling Phoenix. I don't know.
Tony is playing that pirate that is almost a Snapcaster, but not.
Ooh, Dire Fleet Daredevil.
Yeah.
That card's good. And this, you see, is the punishment. for playing that Black Splash. Tony's 4th land, ETB's tapped.
Why not just Drog Skull Summit? Or Dragon Skull? Like,
well, he probably plays both.
okay.
Yeah, Canyon Slough lets you mitigate flooding a little bit because it cycles. Here we have a Gonti, Lord of Luxury, that's going to die, but the trigger still resolves. Chris is still going to be able to cast that Hazoret that he just got, so...
And Chris is doing the thing I really don't like. He's got his lands facing both directions. Thank you, Chris.
Oh. Yeah, I think it's just, I mean, Magic players, make sure you just tap your lands in the same way. But here we go. Chandra, Torch of Defiance, also commonly known as Chandra the Mind Sculptor.
I thought it was Chandra Todd.
Yeah, that's fair. So, yeah, he's going to exile this Essence Scatter, which is relevant, even though he doesn't get to cast it. That's relevant if Chris draws something like a Torrential Gearhulk. Is his hand 3 copies of Harness Lightning?
I saw 2.
There's at least 2. I think there was a 3rd.
Maybe that's a 4th.
There's an Aether Hub.
Harness.
Or no, it's one's a Chandra's defeat, I believe.
That looks like 3 Harness.
2 Harness Lightnings, and I believe
we'll
a
find out
Chandra defeat. Yeah, it's a Chandra's
Chandra,
defeat.
okay.
All right, I was about to say, that hand does not line up well against Chandra. But actually, Chandra's defeat lines up very well against Chandra. He gets to kill the Chandra, and he gets to rummage. Discard a card. No. Discard first. Discard first.
Is it discard first? Well, Matt. Yeah,
oh, thank God. That's a really awkward judge call to have. I believe he's going to discard a Harness Lightning.
I mean, is it super awkward because we know what he had in his hand and we can...
So, because this is a feature match and we have people like us, like yourselves in the audience, saying that, yeah, those were the 2 cards in his hand, it's not as awkward as it could be, but when you're supposed to discard a card and then draw a card, when you draw first, that gets real awkward. What's going to happen is that you will get a looking at extra cards penalty, and your opponent will basically get a free Thoughtseize.
Cool.
Except they could hit lands, too, if they wanted to.
So it's better than Thoughtseize.
And they also don't lose 2 life.
Yeah, it's very much better.
So we have a cycle of a Canyon Slough, and this is pretty much anyone's game at this point. Both players have really good threats in their deck. Chris does have that Hazoret that is off to the side that he can play at some point. And we have a Torrential Gearhulk in his hand. Shock Your Face. This is one point in time of Shock Your Face that I do like, because it lets this Hazoret attack.
Yeah, I think that's why Tony's playing so many shocks, to get that Hazoret online.
Well, yeah, that's why it's part of the reason he's been so aggressive with his burn spells.
Has he had that Hazoret that long, or is he?
No, he just top decked that Hazoret.
Okay.
So I think Chris might
just
play his own. So if he draws a land here, he can play his own Hazoret from Tony's deck,
and then
Harness Lightning just to gain 3 energy, and then block. So the Hazorets will just bounce off each other. But I don't think he drew a land. So I don't think he can play the Hazoret and get 2 cards out of his hand.
So
he drew another copy of Chandra's Defeat.
Well, that card's not bad though.
It's not bad, but it doesn't kill indestructible creatures.
That's true, but it probably will kill another threat coming up. Yes,
well,
this is live.
Yeah, well, Chris, you're right. It can kill another threat from Tony. Chris has to deal with that first. So I think what's going to happen here is we're going to see a pass. And then he's going to flash in that Torrential Gearhulk to probably just block. I don't think he has any real high-value spell to flash back.
Do you think Tony's just going to start pitching cards?
Depends on what he draws.
No,
we've been like we have another Chandra.
Gross. With the Chandra's defeat ready.
Ooh, Chandra's defeat is that an instant?
Enough. Yes.
Okay, so this is actually really good for Chris.
Wait, is it? I don't actually know.
If it can get flashbacked by Torrential Gearhulk, this is really good for Chris, because Tony can attack with Hazoret, and then Chris flash in the Gearhulk to kill the Chandra and block. So he actually gets some value out of the Gearhulk trigger. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know if it's an instant or a sorcery. It's probably a sorcery then.
Yeah.
But he still has the Chandra's Defeat in hand.
It's still
good for Chris. But Chris is at 6. I think he should be at 6. Didn't he just take 2 from the Chandra?
Yeah.
His life total is showing 8. We'll get that confirmed with those guys to make sure. There we go. Awesome.
That is what Chandra does.
Yeah, so we have Chandra's defeat on the Chandra. Very flavorful.
Get defeated, nerd.
I do believe he will discard this Fatal Push that he just drew. He needs to find answer this Hazard because kills him in 3 turns.
That's not... Oh, actually it is, because he can cast his own Hazard and block with it.
Well, it's not even the blocking that...
I know, he's
it's
just gonna
the
pitch
discard,
cards
yeah,
to
the card
kill him,
pitching
but
that we're really worried about.
No,
So Chandra's defeat is an instant. So I think he used Harness Lane to get 3 energy, and I disagree with that play. I think he should have actually gotten value. What is this?
Energy does nothing to
Pitch
it.
you.
Pitch a mountain.
Yeah, we don't have any big rewards except for Whirl of Virtuoso. Okay, why are we attacking? Why are we attacking? There's no point to this.
Was it just a threat of another
I
removal
guess.
spell?
But so if you have a Braid,
Yeah,
ooh,
that's
that's real good.
lethal.
Well, no, he's got the Harness Lighting in his hand.
I guess. But
Whoa, why are we letting him attack? Why are we letting him attack?
GG, sir.
Chris, what are you doing? Okay, chat. This is where I feel like a streamer, and I need you to initiate a punt count. Because Chris punted that hard.
Adam, are you in chat? Adam usually gets this.
Am I missing something? Like, was there a reason he didn't cast Harness Lightning?
I think it was one of those things where even if he did, he still wasn't in a good position. Like, what could he do?
You could draw Vraska's Contempt.
And
Tony couldn't both activate twice the Hazard twice that turn on his, or he couldn't activate it all that turn. He couldn't both play a land to activate it twice next turn and have 2 cards.
MTG bot, we got that.
He couldn't have 6 mana and 2 cards to kill Chris that turn. He had 2 draws of the Vraska Contempts.
I know.
Yeah, Matt, if you can find one, do it. So what? I'm so confused right now.
I don't think it was a good play. I think he just misplayed, but I mean, it happens.
No, that's not a misplay. That's a punt.
Yeah.
There's a difference. So, okay, well, I will compose myself after that.
Just dream of Jace.
Yeah, dream of Jace in Modern, the Jace shenanigans. But yeah, so that's gonna be. So we're looking around right now, trying to see if we can get another match on camera for you guys. I believe our
Matt,
stream runner.
They want the slip. Tony's gonna get you.
All right, so we're gonna put some replays on right now for you guys. We're gonna do our best to find another match for you guys. If we can't, then we will be back in a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere, guys, and we will see you in just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back in 30 minutes.